Are you home?
Hi, honey. How was your day?
The circus sideshow is where you see the strangest people in all of the world. Human oddities gathered together from all over the earth. And here today you are going to see such strange people as Pete Terhern, Pooh-Bah, the little dwarf who eats and breathes fire and flame. He can bend red-hot bars of steel over his tongue. He can bite the ends from red-hot horseshoes. He can drink burning gasoline like you and I would drink iced tea.
I'm Pete at a fire range.
So good, so neat, so good to eat.
I came from Minnesota. I was born in 1930. Right now I'm 50 years old. I was joined in this show 1954, and I was with them ever since. I do a little fire reading. Sometimes I used to work the snake. Once in a while I do the clowning to make little kids happy.
Today you are going to witness the one and only Ronnie and Donnie Gallion. Two people who must live as one. Two young men in their mid-20s who have lived together every minute, every second of their lives. They have never been apart for even an instant because the Gallion brothers are Siamese twins. They are joined together by flesh and blood.
Well, actually, it was one of her fastest deliveries.
This is their father.
They were born in Dayton, Ohio, in 1951. They were natural birth. Donnie, the little one, he was head first. He came to where they were joined. The doctor couldn't get him any farther, and he thought that the cord was wrapped around him. And finally, he saw he had Siamese twins. Just fortunately, we had a good doctor. Donnie was head first. Ronnie was feet first, each of his legs out beside the other. The doctor told me right away, he says, they'll probably die. I saw them when they was about 5 minutes old, and I just knew in my heart, I knew they were going to live. Now, they were in the hospital the first 20 months of their life under observation. They decided they couldn't separate them, and they sent them home. And we had them home for 2 years. Always said we never put them on exhibition. Well, we had offers the day they were born to put them on exhibition. We always said we would never do it, but we were constantly hounded to death people wanting to see them, regardless of where they go or what to do, they're on exhibition. This way they get something from it. What else can Siamese twins do? Ronnie, the big one, has always been a good-natured kid, but Donnie, the little one, he's temperamental. Usually he wins his way.
No, all we did was fight. Because he could once be sporting a black eye. Or he could be sporting a black eye.
Do you actually hit each other?
Yes. No, that's true.
They are joined in a duet for a lifetime, living each moment in confrontation. Each step, each breath, walking, talking, or sleeping, is a compromise between two living souls. The original and famous Siamese twins, Chang and Eng, who, by the way, were really Chinese, challenged the imagination with the fact that they together fathered 22 children. A female set of twins used to sing, "I love all things that God has done, whether I'm created two or one." Ronnie and Donnie in many ways are normal, but they are the end of their line.
Ronnie and Donnie, they can never reproduce. They can never have family. They can never reproduce. That's one reason they can never be separated. They each have their own stomachs, small intestines, and part of the large intestine. The descending colon down to the rectum is where they're joined. Donnie has the rectum. They each have their own kidneys, but there's only one large bladder between them. Ronnie has the organ. They were born that way. Now, at the time they were born, it was impossible. They said you'd lose one and probably both. You should try to separate them. Today, it is possible. There was a doctor in to see us 2 weeks ago, and he told him, he was a plastic surgeon, and he told them they could be separated. Ronnie says, no way.
Because we like it how we are. We can play baseball. We're left-handed when we catch the ball. And go hunting and fishing.
Is one of you a better hitter than the other?
Yes, we both are. But I'm a better shot with a rifle or a shotgun. Because we own a 22 rifle, 12 gauge shotgun together, pump, and I'm the better shot.
Uh-huh.
And don't brag.
Yeah, do you ever get jealous of each other, by the way, when I did this talking? I was curious about that.
No. Because we are like brothers. We like one another. Why be jealous of one another? Where I go, he goes. Where I go, he goes. Where I go, he goes.
There is an old saying, laugh and grow fat. Shakespeare requested, let me have men about me that are fat, and beware the lean and hungry look.
Now, we've also got people of another kind in here. Because in here, you're going to see the biggest, fattest, funniest people in the world. Number one, Big Paul Fish. A man who is so big and so fat, it takes 4 girls to hug him and a boxcar to lug him.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those of you in the Twilight Zone, my name is Paul Fish. I'm the fattest man in the world. I weigh 729 pounds. I'm 29 years of age, from Columbus, Ohio, stand 5 feet 8 inches tall, and have about an 80-inch waistline. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
What are the difficulties of being your size?
Well, actually, the main difficulties I have are caused by other people. They tend to, shall we say, manufacture difficulties for me. They think there are many things that I can't do, so they try to circumvent them, things like this, and in the end usually cause more difficulties than they've smoothed out for me.
In folklore, the fat man is supposed to be the jolly man.
Good. Actually, the jolly fat man is a myth, as far as I'm concerned. You figure we're more susceptible to heart disease, kidney disease, lung failure, liver trouble. What the hell we got to be jolly about? Ho, ho, ho.
And the biggest, fattest, funniest girl you'll ever meet in your life is Big Joanne Cantilla. Her professional name is Big Betsy from Boston, that big girl from the big city. You know, there's an old saying, if a little piece of sugar is sweet, a big piece is much sweeter. And she is the biggest, fattest, sweetest girl you ever saw in your life. And when she entertains, you'll swear she must be full of jelly, because jam don't shake like that.
Us American women, if we're fat, we want to be skinny. If we're skinny, we want to be fat. If we got blonde hair, we want black. If we got black hair, we want blonde. We're never satisfied with what we got. I go with a fireman, a city fireman in Columbus, Indiana. He's 5'8" and weighs 155 pounds, so that can't be too difficult.
You have a picture of him, I think.
Yes.
Don't you ever see him?
I find most men attractive. I like my mustaches. They got to have pretty teeth and be clean and neat, and that is the only thing that it takes. I don't feel sorry for myself, and I don't think God intended to do anything wrong. To me, God's got a funny sense of humor. He made some of us short, some of us tall, some of us fat, some of us skinny. He made an elephant and he made a zebra. What else can I say?
Have you seen Dolly Regan, that strange half-woman, half-baby, a woman who has a head just as normal and just as charming as any other 50-year-old woman, but she has a body like the body of an infant child. That's right, her head, her face matured, but her body has remained the same as it was when she was a baby.
One of the reasons that I'm called the half-lady and the half-baby is simply because I'm a very small person, and my name is Dolly Regan. My name is Scott, also my married name is Scott. I am a widow. I have been a widow since 1978 of September 17th. I joined carnival business when I was 23 years old in 1942. The man sent my girlfriend to ask me if I would come to the sideshow. So I go to the sideshow, and they start talking to me. And they said, now you would make a beautiful stone lady, just beautiful. I was 23 years old. And of course, when I was 23, I was quite pretty. She wheeled me over there, and I don't even remember the interview. I was so nervous. I went in there, and I go in, and I see a lady with a lot of hair on her face. She's a bearded lady. It was almost too much for me. But when they started to talk to me, I'd never earned my own living. I mean, how much do you make selling newspapers?
Some people say people who exhibit themselves, why did they do it? What would your reaction be to those people?
My reaction is, I've had that. I've had people approach me on that so many times. I don't want to be confined. I don't want to be put away. I don't feel like I should be put away. I've got a mind of my own, and I've got a body of my own, and hell, the body wants to move around. I don't want to be stuck somewhere. As I grow older, and God forbid if I become senile, and they have to put me away, all right, then I'll have to be put away. But up until then, let me have my independence. I've not had a bad life, no. I've traveled. I've been from one end of Canada to the other end of Canada. I've been from one end of the United States to the other end of the United States, plus the Bahamas, plus Mexico, and Hawaii, where I got lost.
You've had, in many ways, an extremely normal kind of social existence.
Oh, yes, I've been married. My first marriage was very good. My second marriage was not too good. This is quite true. But my third marriage was very good also.
They say you had 3 husbands. How about your social life, your physical social life? If they asked you that kind of question.
You mean sex? Is that what he's referring to? All right. Yeah, that's very well. Thank you.
Didn't your husband build some kind of special thing for you to smoke?
You are referring to this? See this little stick here? I smoke my cigarette with this. I poke people with this thing. I reach books, I reach papers, I reach everything with this little stick. I was stopped in, would you like to know about that too, about me being stopped in Detroit, Michigan by a policeman? He's chasing me down the Midway, chasing me like crazy because I was smoking a cigarette with this, and this was during the time when pot smoking was very, very serious offense. And I hear this clump, 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 clumping behind me. And some little kids are yelling, "Lady, there's a policeman behind you. He wants you. There's a lady. There's a policeman behind you." So I stop for the policeman, and he takes my cigarette, holds it under his nose, and he's quite perturbed because it wasn't pot. So ever since then, this has been my roach clip. Class.
Do you feel sorry for yourself in any way?
No, I don't think so. I guess on occasion maybe I have. I bet you on occasion you have too.
And in our show today, the tallest man in all the earth, from Reykjavik, Iceland, Johan Peterson. Johan Peterson stands 8 feet, 2 inches in height. He weighs 600 pounds.
Well, see, this is how to believe, but that is used to show the size of my ring, you know. This is a dollar. Silver dollar, see. Silver dollar, see.
That's a long time ago.
These pictures were taken when I was young and good looking. Though I was not too good looking, but I was strong at that time. I could care 2 ladies, one of each hand.
That's a really good picture, Johan.
Here's the other picture taken in Hollywood. This is one of the Hollywood stars. I guess you remember her.
Betty Davis.
Yeah, Betty Davis. Wonderful woman. This is, well,
Do you remember
I was
who
a Viking giant, you know. This is one of the costume, you know, Viking giant costume. I was in this business for many years. There is one on my ticket box from the shows, you know. That's from the old good days, you know.
Some time ago.
Yeah. If you want to go in and see the Viking giant show, you go and sell
All we
tickets.
have to do is to go in and see, right? All set up. All we got to do is sell tickets. Yeah. Well, it's nice to reminisce it.
This is all I have here.
They are, of course, part of a passing parade. It is the imagination of man that makes him remarkable. The couple that lives here has been married happily for 42 years.
Now, what did he do with my shovel? Never can find that shovel. Where's my deer? He always takes off when I go to plant something.
I'm known as the alligator or the crocodile skin man. My name is Emmett Vijano, and here is my wife, Priscilla.
I'm known as Priscilla the Monkey Girl, and we are called the strangest married couple. We eloped.
We eloped and got married.
We eloped. He never proposed. He eloped and he says, this is it.
We eloped, and at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I knew he was the one for me, and I guess he knew that I was the one for him.
So we eloped. I went up and picked her up at 3 o'clock in the morning out of her trailer. She threw all of her clothes into a bed sheet because she didn't want her adopted father to know that she was leaving.
But he found us.
Priscilla, what appealed to you about Emmett? What was it about Emmett that you found so attractive?
Well,
one thing, I was better looking then than I am now.
You just took that out of my mouth.
That's one thing, you know.
You see, you don't look at what they are, their personality.
And what's inside. That's I can see all the beautiful
things. They got a good heart.
And
that means a lot.
Do you like being totally unique in the world? Or?
Yes, I do. I really do.
Different.
We're different.
We're different.
We know that.
And I was teasing him the other day. I said, I think I'll shave and dye my hair blonde and have a new look. He said, you do? Then I'm going to walk out on you. He says, I love you as you are.
Even in Gibsonton, there is a certain challenge for Priscilla to go out shopping in an ordinary supermarket.
Just like I went to the store a couple of weeks ago. The lady says, oh, I feel sorry for you. Are you doing anything for your teeth? And I says, no, ma'am. I says, I only had one pulled, but it's getting along fine. She says, you did? I had all of mine at once, she said. And it just gave me a fit. She says, I noticed you got it. I said, yeah, I don't want to catch cold in it. And that's all it was. I passed it off. I should have just went like that and boo. Should have had them all in that store running.
What does love mean to you?
Love is much happiness, I think, and to be loved, and companionship, and to be loved by people that come in the show to see you from time to time, the year is a year, and my neighbors.
Thank you, Bob.
My son.
I really didn't have very many problems. I was proud of my mother and father the way they were, and I accepted them as the way they were. They were just mother and father for me.
There's a lot of love and happiness for us. even though we are like this.
Being different is what we are. Each of us a lonely star. But when we find the one, we shine with an inner sun.
Their dance, the Hit the Road party, a time to go on the road at the International Showmen's Association at Gibsonton. They move through life knowing who they are. They move from their world to our world.
Each other a little bit more. Open up our hearts and open up our soul. If we could love each other a little bit more and sing the song of the human heart.
But even though you are now a so-called normal person, in your own lifetime, you could become a human oddity, a freak of nature. And if you doubt that statement, go visit a veterans hospital and see the men lying in those beds without arms, without legs, without faces. Stranger human oddities than we dare present in this show. But you don't have to go to war to become a freak of nature, to become a human oddity, because we manufacture human oddities every day and night in automobile accidents across this great land. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime right now. We're ready to start. So if you care to go, don't wait. Now is the time. Let's go see what the world contains besides yourself.
Together, we share this world. In fact, we contain multitudes. It seems to be natural to make ourselves lighter than air, to float above the earth, to escape from our bodies. But in the end, where we land, there's always the awe and confrontation of what is different. The falls, of course, have always been there. But now the town of Niagara Falls is living with another giant.
The biggest, the fastest, the tallest, the greatest, the most, the zaniest, the best. They're all here at the Guinness Museum of World Records.
The Guinness Museum of World Records is proud to present a special live appearance with Sandy Allen, the world's tallest woman. Sandy Allen, she's been on the Johnny Carson Show and the Merv Griffin Show, and she's inside the Guinness Museum right now.
Good afternoon, all you short people. How you doing today? My name's Sandy Allen, and I'm the tallest living woman in the world. I'd like to welcome you to the Guinness Museum. My height is 7 feet 7 1/4 inches. I'm 24 years old, and I weigh approximately 440 pounds, give or take an ounce or two. When I was born, I was just an average-sized baby, but I soon began to grow pretty rapidly. By the time I was 10, I was standing 6 feet 3 inches tall. So you short guys in the audience, just eat your hearts out. By the time I was 14, I stood 7'1". Have any of you folks got any questions you'd like to ask me? Don't hesitate. I've been asked everything from how's your sex life to how big is your toothbrush, so nothing comes across as a surprise. Uh-huh.
Do you have any kids?
No, I'm not married. This is my 11-year-old brother sitting here, so as you can see, There's nothing really that great about his stature. He's a big help to me. He's out here visiting me from Indiana. Anybody else?
Yes. Do you eat above average?
Well, for breakfast this morning, I only had 3 short people. I don't think that's too much.
We live in a time when we're dazzled by statistics. As far as we know, she's the largest living woman on Earth.
You're cheating. You're standing up on the stage. It's too bad he wasn't the tallest one. Can you imagine the money he'd make playing basketball? He could support me for a change.
I was about, let me see, 1 or 2 years old when she first found out. You know, I was just barely learning to talk. And then I found out she was larger than my mother. And I knew something was going on.
Okay, now I'm going to try and see if I can get the sleeve length here. Hold on.
Can I help you?
Hold on. Got it?
Come here, we ought to get you a ladder.
Her shoe size is 22.
Okay?
All her clothes must be custom made.
Want to sit down?
Might as well.
How are things at Guinness? Anything exciting?
Crazier than ever. You know, the other day, some fella came in. He was very serious. And he came in and he said, "Are you the one that's 101 years old?" Good thing I'm not violent. I'd have punched him in the nose. Stand up straight now, Shorty, so we can get you in this picture here. It doesn't bother me to go out with shorter men, because if it did, I would never get to go out. Face it, you know. I don't know that many tall men, and there aren't that many that are that close to my size. The tallest man I ever went out with was about 7'2" or 7'3". But we didn't hit it off very well, so that kind of went down the tubes.
She has made her choice to be on exhibition.
Well, nobody's forcing me to do this. My height is there. Why not take advantage of it? Like I said, I'm proud of my size. I'm not running away from it. I'm doing this in order to show people that I was able to handle the problems that were presented to me by my size. Now, why can't you handle yours?
I'm kind of hungry. I feel like some fried chicken. Can we have a picnic today?
Picnic?
The large bones of giants create difficulties as they grow older, and Sandy Allen today has problems walking and even standing.
I'm definitely not a tough person. My 11-year-old brother could beat me up, actually, I think. I'm what they call a gentle giant, let's put it that way.
You're pressing my shoulder, Mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I hurting your shoulder?
Just a little bit there.
Okay, I won't lean so hard.
I
love you.
I love you, too.
I've got to keep a positive thought on my size. Although sometimes it gets me down. I'm not perfect. I'm only human.
The distance between what we call different and what we know as glamorous is a measure of inches.
My name is Kathy Hindman. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm 6'2". Beautiful short women now are a dime a dozen. You know, tall ones are hard to find.
What are the advantages then? You make it sound like there are a lot of advantages.
Oh yes, intimidating men. I love it. And just being noticed. Your job opportunities are better. And just all around nice.
Keep moving, gotta keep moving, just keep moving and follow the sun. When you're moving and you're grooving, California girls are number 1. Keep moving, gotta keep moving, just keep moving and follow the sun.
It gives you a warm feeling that you're wanted. It really does. I mean, who wants to be the average person walking down the road and nobody turn around and look at, even to say, gosh, you're tall? I mean, who would want to be that average?
The little people of America have come for their annual convention. They challenge our sense of perspective.
Like God's fingerprints in the sand, little people of the land, like waves on a beach, each one different from each. They may look very small, but within their town, living in 2 worlds, measured us. Even a star looks tiny from far. Measured by science, they may not win any prize. They may look small, but they think tall. Like God's fingerprints in the sand, little people of the land.
There's quite a few little people in the world.
Billy Barty, actor, organized the little people of America. He is their eloquent spokesman. In competing for roles, he long ago, out of necessity, learned how to have fun.
Mr. Scott in? Yeah, good. Okay. Hey, I was just checking up on the part you had me up for. Yeah. Well, I want you to know I missed out on that motion picture, Walking Tall by 3 feet.
How long has he been at it?
Well, let's put it this way. I've been in the business since I was 3 years old. Naturally, I played the part of a baby. My dad asked me to stand on my head for a director in front of Samuel Goldwyn Studios when they were shooting outside. And I stood on my head, and the director saw it and put me in the picture. That was A Midsummer Night's Dream.
What was your role in that?
I was a mustard seed. Mickey Rooney played the puck. And I started when I was 3 years old, so I really don't know what else I would have done.
Your own parents, were they normal size?
Yes. We don't like to use the word normal because we haven't really found out what normal is yet. We like to use the word average height. And my parents are average height. I have 2 sisters that are of average height, and this usually runs in most little people's families. Okay, brotherly sisterly love. I married a lovely lady from Malad, Idaho, and very talented and very good woman, and she's taught me a lot. I've never learned, but she's taught me a lot. Gotcha.
Billy and his family live in North Hollywood, a suburb of Los Angeles.
Well, I have 2 children. They're 17 and 9. One small, and one is going to be big. Lori, she's 17 years old. We just treat her like any other daughter. And she's a little person. She has some specific problems, but like any other teenager or anybody has, she may have a little bit more being a little person, but it's a tough age for anybody. Of course, when Braden came along, he was 4 or 5 years old and could reach everything. Children know that there's something different, but they don't know exactly. My Italian coming out. They know something different, but they aren't sure what it is. And they say, you're a little daddy, you're a little mommy, you're a midget, and then the parents go, hey, quiet, don't say that. You know, that's some kind of a dirty word or something. And it's not if they would just say, they're just little people, and the problem would be solved.
Okay, Chris. There you go, Chris. That's the way, Braden. Nice fielding, Braden. I just bunted that one. Sorry. Time.
Glasses off?
No. I got perspiration all over.
Here.
Can you wipe the water up? See the water?
I sure can.
We do have a lot of physical problems because we have a body that is compact into a frame that is under 4'10", and everything is right together. And so we have back problems, but it doesn't really stop us.
Something's the matter here. Wait a minute. Oh, that's much better. Huh? Oh, all right. Oh, okay. All right.
In the early days, it was mostly noted that little people were in show business. And through that show business, they try to have a little organization going.
but they didn't really have a successful organization. Well, our first convention took place at the Riverside Hotel in Reno in 1957 on April 3rd. We had 20 little people attending. Just last year, we had over 600 attend. So we are growing. And I think we, as an organization, are really have had a positive outlook towards ourselves and our lives, and I think this has really been an asset, and we are proving that we can just about do anything that anybody else can.
Okay, you want to straighten up those wrists. Ready? Go!
Go, Greg. Come on, Greg. Come on, Greg. Come on, guys. Come on, Greg. 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 Come on.
For little people, like all people, there are moments of challenge, of defeat and victory.
And I love golf. In fact, I even have my own little people golf tournament. I'm a good putter. I'm close to the ground. I think that we have changed a lot of people's thinking, and we have tried to help the little person to live up to his individual potential. And as our motto in the organization has been for over all these years, think big.
Yay!
We are headed in that direction. We feel that we live in two worlds. We live in a big world, and we also live in a little world, and you cannot isolate yourself from either world.
Like God's fingerprints in the sand, little people of the land, like waves on a beach, each one different from each. They may look very small, but within their time, living in two worlds, theirs and ours, given a star that's tiny from far, measured by science, they may not win any prize. They may look small, but they think tall, like God's fingerprints in the sand, little people of the
At the Lancaster Christian Church, where a special memorial service is being held, is hardly where you'd expect to find a modern-day elephant man, Bob Melvin. With his wife, Virginia, and his family, he has come to give thanksgiving and to be honored.
We would welcome all of you to this special memorial program as we pay tribute to our own Robert Melvin.
My relationship with Robert Owen Melvin, better known to us as Bob, did not begin when he was born in 1920. Our ancestors were among the early settlers of Schuyler County. Bob's mother, Hazel, and I were first cousins. There has always been a close family relationship, and this has carried down to the present generations. We salute you, Bob. May you have continued happiness in your hometown where you are respected and admired.
Will you stand, please?
It's a town which takes little notice of Bob Melvin's being different. For him, village of memory.
Born in 1920, half a block from the square. I love kids, and kids love me. I mean, my only regret is I didn't have 2 or 3 more.
It is a place where people count their blessings and know their friends. The people of Lancaster, Missouri have known Bob since birth, and they openly embrace him and think nothing unusual about the man who's been called the man who has 2 faces, and his wife.
He was born and raised here in Lancaster, and I was born and raised in Glenwood, which is just 3 miles west. So I grew up with him and knew him all my life, and we just always went the same places, roller skating, and just, you know, just run around in a group for, probably a year and a half or before we got married, and just sort of drifted in together that way with just, you know, running around with a group, skating and dancing, and just, I don't know, it just sort of grew on us.
As far as I know medically, and I've been examined by some of the best doctors in the United States, and as far as I'm concerned, this is God's way of putting me on earth for some reason, I don't know why.
Do you think he played you a dirty trick?
No, I do not. I have never felt that way. I'm not that type of person.
You know, looks is only skin deep, and he's really a terrific person.
25 years ago, this world was a lot different. You couldn't, people kept people like me in attics and never let anybody see them. Well, see, I was never treated that way. I was out here in a small area. I had never felt that I was denied. In fact, I was denied very little.
And I guess because he never ever made, you know, it never ever made a difference in the way, in his life or the way he acted or anything. He never ever made a handicap out of it, and I guess that's the reason why no one else ever did.
I never got, there wasn't a ladder that I wanted to climb that I didn't at least get to the next to the last step.
He has a very special relationship with his grandson, right?
He sure does.
We go bike riding tomorrow. Okay, huh?
That's right.
We had a big day today, didn't we? You done a real job. I'll make a pro out of you.
Did you get any painting done today? Who's going to feed your rabbits?
I'll feed him. I'm going to.
Johnny will, Mama.
Feed him?
Yeah?
Give him a kiss.
When you turn 7, you don't do that.
That's so good. Did you ask Rosie to stay all night?
Is it necessary?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you better go home and come back.
No.
Wait a minute, in Grandpa's hand.
Each man is no less than me. I believe that a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars. Bob Melvin has accepted his own creation, but is grateful that his daughter and grandson were born what we call normal.
I was born with legs that were deformed. When I was 12, I had them taken off, and I was fitted for artificial legs, but I don't use them very much. They sort of stay in the closet.
How old are you, sir?
20.
What was your childhood like?
I guess it was just like anybody else's childhood. It's just a child.
Well, when you say it was like anybody else, did you go to a regular school?
Yeah, I went to public schools, and I'm gonna go down and see what they call it.
Together, the Earleys feel there's nothing they cannot try or enjoy. And traveling on a second honeymoon, Colleen remembers their courtship.
When we were both about 9,
we started going to a summer camp for the handicapped. It was in Carrollton, Kentucky, and we met there, and we just kept writing. And then we, I believe it was the summer of '78, I started going down to see Sam on weekends, and then we attended the same college. And then we got married.
How old are you, Colleen?
21.
Now, Colleen, could you tell us about your condition? Were you born with it, or did it develop later?
I have cerebral palsy.
Did you feel, Colleen, that, you know, was this really going to be tough, being married to somebody who has no legs?
Well, I didn't have a lot of time to think about it. We decided to get married, and 3 days later we were married. So, I just thought that I loved him, and it was worth a try, you know. We got married real quick, so I didn't really have time. It didn't even hit me that I was married until the day I got married. So we had a train go through during our wedding. Neither one of us heard it. That's how aware we both were.
And Sam, you seem to have swept her off her feet. How did you do that?
I guess it's just natural charms. Go ahead and try our hand at pinball. I can't see that.
Sam, do you feel frustrated that you can't go dancing like some of your friends might?
We do it anyway.
We go dancing.
Well, how do you do that?
We just dance.
To have kids yourself?
Later on.
Lots later on.
So you have no disability in terms of being able to have kids, is that correct?
No.
Did you feel handicapped?
No. We do what we want to do. You know. If we can't do it, we don't need to be doing it anyway.
Well, Sam, you don't sound like you have too many problems. Is life really that easy for you?
Well, it's just life, you know.
How about you, Colleen?
It's not hard. I like it. It's just like yours, I guess, except I'm a little bit shorter.
Texas, on the lonely road from Dallas to Athens in a place called Maybank, is the home of our choice for superstar Louise Capps.
The dance Saturday? What? Huh? Oh, okay. All right, that sounds like a winner. Okay, then it'll be Saturday night, for sure. Bye, we'll talk to you later. All right, bye-bye.
Cowboys, cowgirls, sashay away. Saturday night, gun girls sitting at the world. The Texas two-step way.
Come on, everybody on the floor. Let's go. Texas two-step time. Fill the floor up. Let's go, boogie.
Come on, we need some fast two-steppers out there. You can do it. Let's boogie. Oh, let's show them what East Texas can do.
Each chapter having no meaning until I woke up today. Thought about what I've been doing. Seems I've just been wasting my time.
In Gun Barrel City, the Country Boogie Club, 28-year-old Louise says she has a beautiful life with a few minor problems.
It's kind of difficult to find a partner to dance with me, but after I find one, it's pretty nice, you know. I like to chase good-looking men, especially if they chase me back. I get along pretty good, you know, but I've had a few ups and downs, like game rooms, go and shoot pool. There's a lot of people who don't like me shooting pool with them because they don't want me using my feet, but they get adjusted to it. Get used to me, you know.
She seems able to aim at any goal and achieve it. Her lifestyle is simple, and you can't help wondering what fantasy she might have if she were wealthy.
If I could be rich, go buy me a gigantic quarter-horse ranch. Have horses, some cattle, all kinds of beautiful saddles. Oh, I'd love it. That'd be great. Have a whole bunch of good-looking ranch hands. Sure cool. I like the horseback ride. Yeah. Watch these rocks, they're hot.
Louise Capps is horsewoman, mother of two, and artist at many things.
I would like to see my kids grow up and be happy and choose what they'd like to do. My son wants to be a veterinarian. Okay, Jeff, how short are we going to go this time with it? Not very short. Not very short, no. Okay. Not very short. Let's see, find one here. Be still. Oh. Yep, turn around here this way, let's see. Let's get some of this right here, okay? Okay. Okay. We'll cut a little bit of this up here. Look at all these little flyaways. We'll just trim them off. Does that sound like a winner to you? Yeah. Yeah. You ready for school to get out? Yep. Let's get up. Just a little. There you go. Well, we're not going to have any eyeballs left if I keep that up. Ah, gotcha. You ever heard that advertisement? Gotcha. Huh?
You cut too much of my hair and I'm going to cut yours.
Oh, okay. Is that a promise?
Yep.
Okay. I can't let them, you know, run over me or anyone else because I've always been taught to be treated with firmness, you know. Be nice to people, it's nice to you, you know, and be respectful. That's most important.
Oh, it was after dinner, Sunday evening, and we picked up the paper, and there was a spread about this little armless baby that was a ward of the Ellis County Court.
Catherine Capps, Louise's adopted mother, remembers the first day she saw her.
And I said, you know, there's a child we could do something for. She was very shy the first evening we brought her home. And I was a little bit concerned because Mr. Capps jumped up to pick her up because she bumped her head against the side of the playpen. And that's when I spoke up and said, "Leave her alone. She'll take care of it herself. She's all right." She was a pretty little baby and a very alert little baby from the very beginning. Of course, in my moments by myself and taking care of her, I would think, supposing she loses her bottle and I go outside to take care of something and I don't get back in time to take care of it, won't that be terrible? The poor little thing will cry her eyes out. Well, I went in to check on her, and there she was. She had one leg up in a comfortable position on the mattress, and the other leg bowed in such a way that her toes on her right foot was holding the bottle. She had the nipple in her mouth. So I said, well, that's no problem for me from then on. Real early in life, I had told her that she was going to have to learn to do things for herself and learn to do them well. And it was not a question of her being able to do them 100%. She was going to have to learn to do them 101% in order to keep up with the rest of the crowd.
How old were you when you got married?
12 and a half.
How did that happen?
Well, it's just that I decided that everybody else was getting married, so I figured I would too. I was 12 and a half, and Bob was 15.
That really broke my heart. I thought, oh dear, think of all of the things she's going to miss.
I've been married 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
What happened to number 2 and number 3?
Well, number 2, he'd made up his mind he just didn't want to be married anymore. And more or less, in my opinion, I made a promise, big promise to my dad when I was growing up about 9 or 10 years old that whether I was married or not, I was going to have a son that looked just like me with big brown eyes, big dimples, and a daughter with blue eyes and blonde hair. So my second husband come along with blue eyes and, of course, the blonde hair. And I got what I wanted out of it when he decided he wanted out of being married. So I let him go.
And how about Noah?
Oh, Noah, what would you like?
I have this one already made.
How about that?
Oh,
yeah.
You do?
Shopping with her daughter, Nola, she refuses help. Now just think for a moment about getting dressed without the use of arms.
I always wanted to be a model for someone like people like myself, model clothes, and create things that'd be easy for people to put their clothes on and off with. Brooke is just very talented. I take a coat hanger and stretch it out diamond shape and use it to zip and unzip my breeches, my slacks, my jeans. Of course, it looks weird when you're going out and you got this coat hanger hanging off your purse and people go, I wonder what she does with that, you know. I mastered that when I was about 7 years old with the coat hanger. And I don't know, I've just never had any real problems in dressing, you know. Can I have a t-shirt? Thank you. That's so pretty.
Oh,
like that, really. Uh-oh, I'm lost. This 1, 2, 3. Ah, daylight.
Do your children think you're peculiar because you don't have any arms?
No, they think I'm far out. They think I'm neato. Ready, go! All right. We go, like, during the summer, we go swimming. They don't need an inner tube or a raft. I'm it.
Her natural mother, part Indian, was an alcoholic and died when Louise was a child. She romps with her kids as if she was one of them.
You know, I mean, you get out there and your 10-year-old son throws you across the water, you know. You come back up and your daughter rides your shoulders. You just have a blast. As far as they're concerned, I'm normal, you know? But I've always pictured myself as normal. Just because I was born without arms didn't mean I didn't have the rest of me together, you know? But I can't understand people's point where they say, you're handicapped. Do you feel handicapped? No way. I feel normal. I mean, I might not look normal. Sometimes I don't act too normal, but that's natural. You got to be a little crazy to get along in the world. What is handicap in your opinion? That's what I love to ask people. In my opinion, handicap is a person that believe in themselves being handicapped. If they won't get up and learn how to do something for themselves and they have ability to do it, they are handicapped. Man, I've got it together. I think I'm super. I think I'm talented. I consider myself very fortunate that I can do as many things. I mean, you know, if I was to sit around and go, wonder how I do this. I mean, can you picture me picking up a brush and going, all my life, God. That's what happens. The brush peels off in your mouth. I like using my feet. I get depressed, bored, disgusted with myself sometimes, with myself and with the outside world. Then I go out with friends that don't even realize that I have this handicap, as people so call it, or disability. I just get out with them and forget all about it. Or a lot of times I'll get out in the car and come to Mother and say, here, you know, watch Nola, watch Jeff, I'll be back. And I'll just drive off, you know, get out and freak a few people out, pull up behind them, bump the horn, wave at them, you know, and something. And believe me, they move. They don't waste any time. I'd love to go to California or somewhere like that, get on their expressways, be driving along, pass a local officer and go, you know, wave at him, wink a little. Can you imagine him going, hey, Mac, you see this, you know? That would be a trip. I'd like to be a bunny sometime, one of these days, but that's just like say it's a fantasy.
A bunny?
Yeah, Playboy bunny. For you. Seriously, I would. I think I'd be a cute bunny. Can you see me carrying a tray under my chin? Can you see the guy going, wow, Mac, I think it's time for us to go home. Seriously, I think it'd be great.
The Lady Louise is queen of her town. She married at 12, was a mother at 15. She's made of stardust and sweetness and steel. She's a super lady from a small Texas town. The Lady Louise is queen of her town.
Being different is the poetry of life. As the Scarecrow says in The Wizard of Oz, I am convinced that the only people in the world worthy of consideration are the unusual ones. For the common folk are like the leaves of a tree and live and die unnoticed.
These exceptional people that we've met here and just begun to know a little must be noticed, for their lives are a kind of triumph of the human spirit. Each one of them, in his own way, has answered, I'm happy to be alive each day. From deep inside their outer shells, they've shown us that life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. So, next time when we pass a mirror, we might just glance and wonder, who is it that's looking back at us?